of you just joining us, we're here on the Extra Mile, which is Space Coast Entrepreneur Radio. I'm your host, Tom Fulmer, CEO and founder of Space Coast Entrepreneurs, and in the studios with us is Andrew Gall with the Gall Group, and we're talking about social media marketing and how it's the real new wave of the future, how you can use it not only for business, but to build personal relationships.
Absolutely.
And one of the things we were just talking about, it's not a direct revenue stream. It's also, one thing that it is a great insight into what people's thought processes are. It's the first time that people have been able to tune in and see what the trends are out there just by watching their network. They get to see what interests people.
Absolutely.
In fact, the question that you just talked about that you said there were so many responses to, social media is, and
yes,
you leave it blank. I do that quite often. I'll put out a question just to see who responds. And certain questions get a ton of responses, and other questions get nothing.
None.
And that tells you a lot. Have you seen specific interest in certain areas or anything?
Absolutely. One of the huge players on the scene right now is Twitter. Mm-hmm. Everybody has questions about Twitter. To look at the website, if you're not familiar with social marketing, it doesn't make any sense. You get 140 characters, you can't talk about much, and people, what's the use of this? Well, the great thing about something like Twitter is from a customer service perspective, people don't need more than 140 characters to say, I tried this and it sucked.
You mean they have to get to the point actually right away?
Yeah, it's an amazing concept, No, blowing lots of hot air. They just talk about what they think. And when you're talking about top-of-mind awareness for your brand, for your product, that kind of feedback is invaluable for the smart business person. To know that your consumers are either saying positive things or negative things, or have certain questions, certain concerns, to be able to look for that information and find it immediately is an amazing inroad from a marketing perspective.
Right.
It lays the entire foundation for planning, for building your strategy, for finding out where you need to go, what you need to stop. And that's the potential of this technology.
Yeah, and it's important to recognize, too, that it's not one thing that's going to solve everything.
Absolutely.
Everybody thinks everything's the new biggest thing.
Sure.
And that leads right into my next point, is that top-of-mind awareness without being face-to-face. But you guys have actually done something kind of like we've done with Space Coast Entrepreneurs, the idea of how do you get people together both offline and online.
Absolutely.
We talk about the online, but the offline, you guys actually do here in Brevard County a big networking breakfast. It's a chance for people to meet and greet in person, no pressure situation, and network. Tell us a little bit about that.
My dad and partner, Michael Gall, started the Gall Group 6 years ago, and it started as an insurance agency. Through that, because of the experience that he has in the corporate environment, he's been able to help businesses grow through support for relationship marketing, help them build referral relationships that are productive and vibrant. He also has a position with the Fountains of Melbourne, the senior living community out in
where's
Palm
that
Bay.
located?
It's on Stack Boulevard in Palm Bay, just off Palm Bay Road.
Okay.
And beautiful community. One of the best chefs in the county cooks out there. It's a
I heard you guys have really good breakfast. I've heard that from many people.
Amazing food. Third Friday of every month we meet at 8:30, and we have one of the biggest networking groups in the county. We cut it off at 80 people every month. You can RSVP at tfnetworking.com.
Right.
And at that particular networking breakfast, my dad really focuses on what he's good at, and that's referral networking. Building referral relationships, how to do it, how to make the most out of your networking. And that really falls right in line with social media and with the virtual networking phenomenon. You're right. It's like you said, Tom, there is no solve-all. There is no one-size-fits-all for this kind of business. And you really need to have an arsenal of tools that you can bring to the table to make all of your relationships the most that they can be. If you're able to connect with people online and to connect with them face-to-face, you really build a complete package in your relationships, and you maximize the potential of that referral source.
Right. And it's very interesting how that's working, because there's referral groups, your local chambers of commerce, and with some of our companies, I do business with chambers all over the country, and we do a lot of research and studies. But you have referral groups with chambers, you have referral groups with BNI, you have all types of groups that are out there, but very few of them truly understand how to build relationships. And that's really what the key to networking is. Why would you be doing networking? And it's not like you're going to show up and go hand a card to somebody. By the way, anyone out there who thinks that that's the way to go out and just hand out as many cards as possible, you need to call us, visit spacecoastentrepreneurs.com, and ask one of our experts and let them explain why that's not a good idea.
People approach
It's amazing.
personal networking like they approach social media. I'm there. Why aren't I making money?
Exactly right. And they're in it for themselves. They don't realize that, if I can help enough other people get what they want, I get what I want.
It's all about synergy, Tim.
Absolutely right.
Providing value to the people that you work with, and those people are going to be willing to provide value back to you. I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, if you help people get what they want, you'll always have everything you want.
Absolutely right.
And
that's very good.
That's how those relationships work. Online, offline, the principles of relationships are never going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the new technology that comes along, those principles will always be intact. And if that's how you deal with people,
right,
you're always going to be productive, you're going to be successful.
Yeah.